Hello, I'm Troy with CustomCutDecor.com. One question I get all the time is how do I attach your metal letters or shapes to a brick or masonry or concrete wall? So I'm going to show you a few options that you can use to attach. The first thing you got to remember is that drilling into concrete you have to have a special bit. It's called a masonry bit. If you look at them, the tip usually has a really almost dull looking end, and so you need to make sure you have the right kind of bit. The second thing is you need to have the correct size. Sizing on this is extremely important. So the first option I'm going to give you is the true hardware store, what they're going to suggest method, using an actual concrete screw. These are almost always blue and they're ugly and they're probably not going to go with the letters. So what you're probably going to have to do is spray the heads rust color, a primer color perhaps, to go with your letter, or a silver color depending on which your shape is, in order for it to match. And so that's the first thing you're going to have to do. Now this here is a 3/16 by 1¼ screw, and I've got a 5/32 pre-drill bit. Now this drill here actually is both a hammer drill and a regular drill, but I'm going to show you first how to use it in just regular drill mode. And so if you don't have a hammer drill, I'm going to show you how it works, and then you can see the difference if you have a hammer drill. So I'm going to go ahead and drill it on this side. Now this is a brick, and brick is going to drill way softer than any hard concrete. Obviously the older the concrete, the harder it's going to be, and so you're not going to be able to drill through near that fast in some old concrete. Stucco, you'll probably be okay to drill through it, but concrete's going to be a challenge. Now I'm going to switch this drill over to hammer mode, and I'm going to drill over on this side and show you the difference. On this brick here, not really a lot of difference, but had this be concrete, you would see a huge difference. So we're going to work with these two holes. Now that we've got them, I'm going to show you two different ways to go ahead and attach the letter. Now for just clarity's sake, I'm going to go ahead and leave the letter off that you would normally attach, but that way you can easily see what I'm doing here and how it works. So I'm going to first use the 3/16 by 1¼ Tapcon screw, masonry screw. When you go to the hardware store, they'll know what you're talking about. And again, it goes just directly into the hole. And it's going to attach to the side. It looks like I used the wrong pre-drill. Looks like lesson. And I'm going to read it, and of course, 3/16, wrong size. Okay, lesson learned. Now what are we going to do? All right, this is plan B. Now, what I've got here is just a coffee stirrer. It can be anything of plastic. You could use the weed eater, a piece of weed eater cord. It would work fine. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just insert these. I'm going to fold it over a couple times, and I'm going to insert it in to the hole. Now, if I'd have been smart, I'd have grabbed a knife or a scissors, but I didn't. So you would cut this off. Now I'm going to go ahead and use the drill and the nut driver to go ahead and drill and insert this in here. Now, the plastic acts as a wedge, and there's just no way. We'll go ahead and put it through this letter and put it into go ahead and put that in there, and I mean that's not coming out. That letter's not coming off your wall. So that's using the Tapcon screw, and again, if you use the right pre-drill, you wouldn't need to use the plastic insert like I did here. Now, the other option is to use a regular screw. Now, these are just regular old screws you would have in your house. I'm going to do basically the same thing. Insert the plastic in there. And then insert the screw in it. I love my little drill. So I'm going to use the same metal letter here. Stick it through into that hole. And again, this is not going to come off. It's going to hang on your wall, depending on how many you put in, out for the size of the letter. But these are obviously way less expensive. In fact, you might even have them laying around. They can be inserted. They're very small headed, and they're not going to affect the color. So I guess the tip or trick is using a plastic stir stick, end of a weed eater string, whatever, get it wedged in there, as much plastic as you can get wedged in there, and then just run the screw in, and that'll wedge that tight against the side. So I hope this helps. If you have any questions, feel free to let us know and ask us more. This is Troy with CustomCutDecor.com with how to attach metal letters to concrete. Thank you.